Hello, everyone, and welcome again to another episode of Dream Career Talk Show. Here on this show, we are going to have industry experts coming from various domains who will be sharing their knowledge, their experiences, their challenges, their failures, and success so that it can help others. This show is going to help corporate professionals expand their context, get clarity, direction, hope, inspiration, and of course, the right steps to build their dream career and dream life. Now, when it comes to database, a lot of people have this question. One important question: are database jobs dead? Has the demand in the market changed with cloud coming in play? If you are somebody who is not interested in programming, there was a trend that people used to move towards databases. Now people are thinking, is database right space to get in? How is life going to be different? How are careers going to be different when it comes to cloud? And people say we are already on cloud. Many companies say that, but they are not sure how to take it to cloud. Now, when it comes to career opportunities, a lot of people are looking for career opportunities in various domains, and databases being one of the hot domain. Let's understand from one of the experts to understand more about databases and the opportunities available in the market. We have our special guest, Upendra Roy. Upendra comes with 20 plus years of IT experiences in databases and cloud. He is the founder and director of Shah Data University, and he has trained more than hundreds of professionals and helped them to build their careers in IT industry, especially in the databases. His vision is a world where everyone lives to their fullest potential with the right career choice. Upendra, I'm very happy to have you on this show. Thank you for being here.
Thank you, Fatah. Thank you so much for just having me on your talk show. And I know through this talk show, I used to just follow you and your this show, and lots of guys are just getting benefited. So thank you for just having me in this show. Thank you.
Thank you, Upendra. Love your the way you are humble and the kind of knowledge and expertise that you bring, and with the intent that you are serving a lot of corporate professionals. I know a lot of people have already got results from you, especially people who have graduated and looking for jobs. You have been able to place them into better job roles in databases with a good salary package to start with, and people who wanted to move from different domains and enter into databases, you have also helped them made that transition into their careers and being able to help them to build their dream careers in the IT, especially in the databases domain. So before we get to know how do you do all of this, we want to understand first of all more about you. How did you build your career? How did you start in your career journey?
Okay, Fatah. So let me just start with this is not, I'm not going to just give something like interview this. Let me start with my story. Okay. And as normal, basically to start with in education, I was average student. So the turning point started after class 10. 10 means somehow I managed to pass. As I mentioned, I was an average student. Now, coming to 12 class, 10 plus 2, I failed twice. That means I attempted and passed. That's okay. Till today, I was the first person for this. Again, after 2 year, same thing in graduation. I passed in 2 attempts. Now I'm sharing with you, but just you think the mindset or what was going on in my mind. So just I was thinking what to do because I was not able to just talk to even my family member. Lot of negative talk from inside, outside, those things. And just I was going through one of the newspaper. There was an advertise saying that okay, something postgraduate in this computer application. Just I filled up form, gave exam, somehow managed to pass, and I just started my so-called that IT means education. And
Mm-hmm.
think what? I attended very first session around I remember 25 plus as a whole, students were there. And starting from one girl, I remember she was doing PhD from Jadavpur University. Just the way I got introduction about her, I thought this is not for me, this place, because mindset was so low. And with me, somebody in the just top in their education, they are just with me. And almost everybody I got introduction and just came to know all are from this or that. That means the somebody honors from this, the science graduate or so. It's a higher education. And one thing, when session started, the lecture started, and not a single statement was going in my mind. Everything was I was blank. And on top of it, ending the session, day one, went to the assignment part in the lab. I was the person who just seen computer very first time in my life. And assignment was there, and just I was going through and thinking where to start with. Somehow I got courage to just ask instructor, sir, where to start. So he said, okay, put the password. Somehow I managed to put password, and he said, hit enter. I was blank and just looking towards him. He understood he don't know anything. And he just put one means big thing, and I came to know enter. That's it. I decided this is not. I was there in the PG, came back mentally 100% ready. I'm going back home tomorrow. I just shared this thing with my colleague, that means the roommate, and he asked one question, that what you will do after going your home. And I started thinking there was no answer. Then he replied, if you try this, what will happen? Maybe you'll attempt maybe 2 or 3 more attempts. If you have something technical, definitely something is going to with you. And that's it. I started, I passed. Yes, I struggled a lot to start with to get my first good job. I was the first person in the company, almost no as such BTech degree there in the company, number one. I was the first person without any so-called BTech degree, went to US on L1B visa. Spent around what, 5 plus around 6 years in US, and everything was good there. Good means the money part. We all know we all are just running just to on-site for what? One of the main lucrative thing is the money. That was
Right.
good. And after maybe 3 4 years, what happened? I started thinking, what extra I'm getting other than money? Answer was nothing. I was missing back home, my parents, relative, and I just started thinking, if money is the only is the constant, why not to just go back to India and start earning good money? And I was aware that with job I'll not able to do it. So that time onwards, I started thinking I have to go back. Parallelly, I have to build some business. But what? Then I came across one of the statement by Jack Ma. If you want to do or build any business, build a business so that you can help society. That was the turning point or the statement. It came in my mind. Yes, I came back, struggle a lot again to start business. I parallelly build, and the main theme, what exactly? I struggle a lot, as I mentioned, to get. And I used to think by looking at a tall building, if somebody from that building come and please help, so I can just get into that. That was the. I remember clearly. I used to think, and the same thing again. We all know the truth. There's a big gap between the students who are passing out and the corporate who are looking for good resource. There's a big gap. I
Right.
started thinking, why not? Whatever I have learned. To be honest, if Fatah, you are from this line only, if you'll ask what exactly, what extra rocket science we are doing in the core IT, nothing as such. So I just started thinking, why not to just whatever I have learned, at least give them the all full infra. Now it's available easily if you have the expertise. Why not to try? And that what the journey started. And just in last, you can say 2 3 months, dozens of guys are just with the help of small guidance, they are with good corporate companies and working, as you mentioned, to start with good money. So that's what it started.
Great, great. Good to know your journey. Very inspirational journey. The way you started with not knowing anything about computers, and then going and then building your own empire. In terms of today, you are very known in terms of teaching people, and especially like not only like as a consultant, but also like a trainer and helping people in terms of building their careers in databases. So initially you were talking about you were in job for about 5 years, then you were in US and all of this. So what kind of job was this? This was in IT, and which field was it in IT?
Yeah, so basically the profile wise known as a database administrator.
Hmm.
Okay, so that was the main core thing. I spent around whatever I was saying that I was in US, so I used to work for client United Airlines. So the main profile was database administrator. I was working
Hmm.
there. Yeah. So
And
and the
what
main,
database was that?
yeah. So there are n number of databases. So I have little bit here and there, almost all the databases, but the primary skill is Oracle with me.
Okay. Hmm.
Yeah. Oracle
So
then
you
SQL Server. Yes, primary is Oracle only.
Okay, so you started your career with database, and then you build your business also in database right from the beginning.
Yes, to start with, very scratch first. As I mentioned, that I struggled around 4 5 years. So to start with, I just started with the teaching part, and then slowly few months for the Java development. So here
Mhm.
and there, but the core thing started with this Oracle only, because I somehow I connected with this, and I got interested more towards this compared to programming. So then I just came to this, and as a whole, most of the time spent in this database only. And yes, coming back to your second question, though that was, you can say, the most means I feel good to work on that. So I thought, why not to just whatever knowledge I have in this, let's start with that. And I started company along with this teaching and helping the graduates. There are a handful of consultancy, again, database consultancy project we have. So that we are working on, me and my team.
Hmm. Okay, good. So yes, databases has been something that you have been working for. And when you started in databases, there was this Oracle and other databases. Now, how do you see the shift between when you started and today? Like, what do you see as the major shift in the database, if you have observed anything?
See, mainly whenever, to be honest, if and it is going to be with any other technology also, to start with whatever I have learned, the basic, that basic is the main thing here also. We used to just get from day one that, okay, clear your basic. So same thing applicable in this. Whatever new technology we are talking about, like the cloud is coming, cloud is this, automation is there, everything. But these things are, yes, definitely is going to be one of the changer. But as a whole, long story short, if you are clear with the basic, whatever new technology it's coming, it is not going to affect us. It's matter of a month or so to learn and go on. But basics should be clear. So coming back to exact the question, the difference is what? Earlier, we used to spend around maybe 8 to 10 hours to perform any specific XYG activity,
Mhm.
that now with different tools, different processes, it is getting done in 1 or 2 hours. So that is the
Great.
main, as in as a layman, this is the main difference. I'm not going to the core technicality of this, but that is in nutshell. Anybody we can understand. The thing will becoming very easy compared to that.
Great, great. I'm not sure if the tool is acting funny today or there is a network glitch, because what is happening is there is a delay when you talk, right? The
Okay,
first the sound is coming, and then the action is. So
a little
would
bit
you
network.
mind like reconnecting back?
I
Maybe
can
that will
connect.
help.
Yeah. So it is lagging too much, or
Yeah, there is a too much of lag in this. So can
okay,
you reconnect back on the same link?
okay, just give me.
Yeah, please. All right. Meantime, when the challenge with technology continues and when Upendra is going to be back with us, now we all know the way technology has been changing, and databases as something is something that has been like where I got started into terms of the learning as well. So I'm always excited when it comes to databases. So thank you, Upendra, for again being back with us. I hope the network is good now in terms of, I'm sure like this is either network glitch or to do with tool, but technology challenges are always there. So you said how this has changed in terms of performance and all of that. Now, one
Mhm.
thing we hear about is you're on cloud, right? Every company says you're on cloud, we are on cloud, we are on cloud, right? So how does it make a difference when the databases earlier were on premises and then today they are on cloud? How is this difference like in terms of for people who are going to get into the careers?
Yeah. So, main thing again started with the basic conception. If we will ask the same question that what is cloud, if you'll ask to 100 person or professional, you are going to get a different type of answer. It's not that all are 100% correct, all are wrong, but we all have, depending on our experiences or which domain we are working, everybody have their own image about the cloud. Okay,
Hmm.
so if we will talk about cloud, as for again me, cloud is what? Most common answer is coming, cloud is what is storage. That is the most common thing when I used to interact with students. That is the common answer is coming. So cloud is simple. It's a rented server with n number of inbuilt packages or feature. That is the main thing. So it's a rented server. And that server means you can just get means unlimited kind of resource with feature. That's it. What about cloud is? Now earlier everything is dependent on physical so-called data center, and to build, say for example, single one database from scratch up to the workable thing, it used to take minimum average time is a week.
Hmm.
Now the same thing can be done in the 1 hour.
Hmm.
Again, as I mentioned earlier, the same thing here also, time, because n number of things getting automated. So here we are going to save time. Now, back to this earlier, how many number of databases any company used to have or as a whole? Maybe suppose 1,000. But now, today's demand, every day that number is getting coming in the picture, right? So
Right.
the earlier again, having set up in the data center, it's a something unbelievable kind of thing. Not each and every company will able to afford it. But now, for the if you have credit card, maybe in next half an hour, you are in position to configure the server and be ready to use. So that
Amazing.
is the main difference. Now, not only one server, in a matter of a click, you will able to multiply it whatever you number you want. That's what the main shift happened compared to when we started our career and now. Coming back to one of the thing, and I remember clearly 2009, the version is Oracle 10. That time the same thing, same talk was there or chatter was there inside or in the database industry. It's getting automated. Job is gone. So
Hmm.
same thing is going on now also. Okay, so as a whole, that is the main difference: speed, number of use, you the affordability, the accessibility is getting much more easier compared to when we started our career in this.
Right. And with cloud coming in place, definitely this is changing the way storage is also happening, right? So, how do you see the difference in the role of a storage administrator, like somebody who is more into storage and all of that?
See, whichever area, not only storage, not only database, even in middle tier, maybe web logic or a number of things. I'm not going to the technical, even the development. It is just because we all know these all are just hand to hand. Only one company is
Right.
not going to work independently. Something. So, if we are talking about database, definitely directly, indirectly, it is affecting what the storage. Same thing is affecting in the development, whatever the deployment, what we used to say. Okay,
Hmm.
so all these components are getting synced one other on the other way. So definitely, whatever effect you are asking the question related to database, it is going to be there in the storage also.
Right. Makes sense. And you actually were in job. Now coming back to your journey, you were in job and you've made a shift into the business. How was this transition for you as a person, like being in the job and you were earning good in US and then you suddenly make a transition when you get into business? Was it easy? Was it difficult? How was your journey, like establishing yourself into the passion that you always wanted to follow about databases?
Yeah, very interesting question for that. Yeah, so that is yes. In one statement, yes, it was not easy. Now, how or why it is not easy to start with? Just we all used to think we will have our own startup. At least nowadays, everybody. So same
Mm.
way I started, but due to whatever n number of reason, I'm not going to the reason. But for me, it took around 8 months to have just one trade license or the license to just have a job,
Mhm.
to just start this. So definitely, and the main challenge for me was nobody was there to guide me. If
Mm.
somebody could, that 8 month could be maybe a week or two. So number
Mhm.
one is this again, thinking to start and just acting, because I was in job, and we all know now jobs are again, you are not going to get a time at least. But the main thing, if I'll share my personal the calling, I used to think what money I am going to earn from a job and what exactly I'm getting day by day. So somehow the politics and all those I'm keeping aside, somehow I was not getting fulfillment. I was
Mm.
working, yes, money wise, yes, earning, but fulfillment was not there. And that is the main reason I thought of, okay, money also limited. Whatever job I'll do, money will be limited and no fulfillment is there in this job. So why to continue? I already spent around 20 years. So let's try for next 10 years to just have our own something fulfillment kind of job. And so at least we can give back to society. And I have the skill. And I used to interact with students. The main the reason is I can see they have talent. By simple guidance, they can just be on a certain position. They have potential, but nobody's there to guide. So these 3 4 points make me okay. Let me just give a 100% try, because I was doing earlier slowly. So that is the main 2 3 point. I started with a handful of guys. I remember 3 4 guys, and after around 6 months, I found okay, out of that, 2 guys got job and good job. I never thought of it so soon they will be in core IT, and that
Mm.
give different level of confidence. If I can make two to this, why not 200, and so on. And that is the way I started.
Great, great. Having that passion and also intention to make that difference in people's life is what has helped you to be here. Great to know that.
So,
And
and just in this, Fatah, I wanted to just add one thing. See,
yes,
I was
please.
talking about the fulfillment, right?
Right.
So, what magic can be done if a person is ready to give their 100%, and if we are ready to give a little guidance? I remember just one family, three member came to me. They spend around 2 months, around 8 to 10 hour in office, just in 2 months. And out of this three, one is telecom engineer, one is civil, one is housewife.
Hmm. Hmm.
And all three, after 2 months, that means in the fourth month, they started working for one of the good MNCs as a database administrator. And top of it, yes, they got job, and the thing is that their parents, that means his dad, came to me one small gift and just gave a statement, आपने मेरे बच्चों की जिंदगी बदल दी. How much see, the this is what I was looking for. And
Right.
I thought of, if I can make just small guidance can make that impact in the entire family, lot more to do in our society. And that is the main driving force just I'm working towards.
Perfect. I think this is what is the driving force for most of the people who are into coaching and mentoring, especially like when they are able to see that the mentees are able to get the results, right? People are able to get value out of it. That's what like gives you that fulfillment. Yes, money always is there. Money follows. Money is a byproduct, as we all know, but this is what I think inspires everybody there. So good to know about that. And you were talking about people who are not even in the databases industry, or some people not even in the IT industry. So how do they get started if they have to get into IT and especially into databases? What is the process that a graduate or engineering professional coming out of college can follow?
See, Fatah, we all know there is a big gap in our education system, right? Do you agree with this?
Yes, yes.
Now, what exactly in the IT companies basically are looking for? They are looking for skilled resource. And with due respect to our teacher, professors, most of them never work in the IT company, right? So for them to give exact the guidance, okay, do this, and you'll get job. That is somehow it's missing.
Hmm.
What people like me are doing in the industry. Personally, what I did, I'm just sharing my thing. What steps I followed and started getting success. Just one condition is there, whoever is coming to us. The commitment was, are you ready to give your 100%? That is the simple question I used to ask. So if somebody is saying 9, so they are waiting list.
Hmm.
Somebody saying 10 out of 10, that is the only criteria I have. Now, what I'm doing, simply
Hmm.
taking them, giving the basic knowledge to start with. Whether they know, don't know, because I know to pass out exam what I did. Simply mug
Hmm.
up, gave exam, pass out. That's it. Almost more than 50% are doing the same thing.
Right.
So to start with, I know what is needed in the core database administrator. I know at least.
Mhm. Mhm.
So giving the training in two phase. First thing, come go for the basic knowledge part. Again, only knowledge will not give job, because companies are looking for skill, and come within a week start working in the project. That is the actual demand. So
Right.
the second thing is the game changer, what me, my team are doing. What? Based on the experience. Suppose they're fresher. So I know personally 2 to 3 years of database administrator, what they're doing on their day-to-day life, work life. So those scenarios are, though it's a cloud technology, within, as I mentioned, if you have card, within half an hour, server is ready.
Hmm.
So real work by real people. Real people means what? There are handful of volunteer. They got benefited through me. They are helping me in this project or this mission. You can say
Hmm.
they are. That means they are already working in the industry. They are helping me, and just think the result. They are also working. They are just telling do these things. There are around 40 to 50 scenarios are there. To be honest, again,
Hmm.
I'm
Hmm.
talking about Oracle DBA. I'm not master in others, so I cannot claim. So that 40 to 50 scenarios. What do you think? If anybody is ready to just give their 100%, how many number of days it will take you to just give them? Hardly a month or two maximum.
Right.
So learning 2 month, these exploration two with interview, technical this thing, different scenario, the complete picture mindset in 4 months is ready. And
Hmm.
if you have that part, companies are ready to take you. No question asked. Just technical round, these things. A lot of students used to ask, but we don't have experience. Companies are looking for that skill. If you don't have experience, there are a number of ways out. Okay, so that is the way they are getting in. And once you are in the next 3 to 4 months, you know what is what. You already knowing what is it to be done, and that gives them different level of confidence and the company perspective in the project. They used to be in good eyes. Why? Because in normal process, after suppose campus somebody's are coming, they are doing for 2 year 3 year just for monitoring. They don't know the basic, the how it is getting done, because
Right.
there is no as such training. Because there are handful of guys working for big MNCs. I'm not naming the company. 3 year, after 4 year, they are coming to us, and they don't know the basic. Also, it's not their fault. Just monitoring, monitoring, monitoring. But somehow someday they will stuck, because without skill we cannot go up.
Right.
They realized, and same thing happened with me also. By the way, I spent around 3.5 to 4 years. Not only me, whoever is there in my team, certain activities, 4 to 5 activity. That's it. Year after year after year. Then later realize, oh my God, this is going to be the big challenge. Then we started upgrading the skill and move forward. So the same
Yeah.
thing is there. So the one of the main thing, I know how the thing works, and I
Right.
know
Right.
there is a demand in the market.
Market. Yeah.
Companies are
So
not getting proper resource also. So this
right.
way works. Yeah,
Yeah, exactly. And we will come to those mid careers you are talking about where people are there, not even mid careers, like they are the initial careers, like 3, 4 years, the way they are working. But I think you highlighted some very important points here for people who are like graduates who are coming out from their engineering degrees, right? One thing people need to understand is what they have acquired from their formal education, the academics, is not the skills. They have just acquired some kind of knowledge through books, right? And
true,
that knowledge cannot get you a job. Now people, even when they come to me, they say me like, Fatah sir, there is no job, especially freshers. I don't anyways help with work with professionals, freshers more. I work with more of the mid career professionals. But when freshers come, I think they tell this, they are either asking for experience or skills. Now you can't have experience because you are just finished, you have just finished your graduation or your engineering. Can you build that skills? You can always build that skills. And how do you build that skills? Invest in yourself. Go find coaches, mentors, like there is Upendra, there are so many others in the marketplace teaching different skills coming from their experiences, right? And as you rightly said, when they learn that skills, combination of the fundamentals, the best practices, all of that, theoretical plus the practical stuff, that's when they are able to make the entry into the corporate world and whichever field they want to, especially in databases, like you are already helping them. So good. Now you were talking about the people who are into monitoring for about 3 4 years, and I think I have also seen this, observed this in the corporate world. people who enter from the campus recruitment, they may not become the databases administrators immediately. They may not even get the access to the databases. They can't do anything except pulling reports or maybe monitoring that, right? So what do you actually recommend for these people who are like trying to build their careers in databases itself, but they have been like getting into monitoring stuff, not really working on the right skills? How do you take them to the next level? What is that you recommend?
Very, very important point you bring, Fatah, because yes, this is real challenge, and people are thinking where to go. That is the main
Hmm.
thing. If you will ask why you are not getting job, or why you are not able to put yourself into different level, sir, I don't know what to do.
Hmm.
Or next thing, we are having n number of options. We got confused which one to choose. When we started this thing, somebody is saying, okay, don't do this, go for that. So, my advice to all of those who are in this situation, first you have to trust yourself, number one, because we are just running by listening to XYG person. Just always think whoever is giving us advice, are they into that specific domain? If yes,
Hmm.
how many number of years experience they have? Take advice from them only, number one. Number two, you have to do your own research. Don't believe on me, don't believe on Fatah. You have to believe on first yourself. Take input from the person professional who are into this line, do your own research. And if you think, yes, this is making sense to you, take risk. Now, next question immediately coming, but how to get those professionals? I was in talks, so maybe three to four experts in maybe IoT, data science, cloud. They came to my show and they promised that, okay, if somebody is coming asking for any help, at least they will be giving guidance. You have to
Hmm.
search
Hmm.
for the person. There are n number of professionals are there. You have to do networking. Go search in the LinkedIn, ping them. Definitely, everybody will not reply, but one or the other person will definitely help you, and that will give you different level of confidence. Act on that. Now, the biggest challenge, what to do, that got solved,
Right.
and people are
Right.
ready to help. Even just last week, I was talking to one of the guys, just only 4 years of experience. Okay, and in robotic.
Hmm.
So I
Hmm.
said same thing. Nobody is helping in this robotic. This is a really great technology, and a lot of demand is there. So he mentioned that if you need anybody is looking for help in robotic, I used to give help. I used to
Hmm.
help n number of graduates. So see, people are there, and you're surprised to know. Just whoever is listening and interested in robotic, just out of 4 year in core robotic, he was only what 2 years of experience and getting around 18 lakh of package, and he is ready to help. See, we have to look through, we have to just look into right direction with right intention, and should be ready to take a calculative risk. That's what we all have potential. I just was surprised to know, I was just speaking to one of the guys last month, mtech, struggling
Hmm.
to get job of 10K. Can you believe it? And we are saying nobody is there to help us. Yes, we have to just look through, just simple path, follow this path and see the result.
Right.
Yeah,
I think you nailed it. That unless and until people don't go in search, right? They can't sit at one place and say, "I'm not able to find any help." How many people have you approached? If you're saying there is no help, how many avenues have you tried to go and then look at? Have you gone to LinkedIn? I see a lot of corporate professionals not even on LinkedIn, and
yeah,
people get on LinkedIn and they immediately message people, "Can I get a job in your company?" Why will people help you to get a job? Right? First get that skills, ask the right questions. You are asking the wrong question. Nobody will give you the job. First, add value. First, learn skills. And I think that's where, Upendra, you have mentioned it. And you were talking about robotics, the kind of salary somebody is earning right now is a big salary. So, how is the career prospect in the field of databases? Because you have been here in this field for many years now. How is the career prospect? Like, is it good? Is it like, do you see the journey or the future in databases to be good? How is it?
Okay, very interesting and good question. Thing is that, Fatah, first question, whenever someone is coming to me, sir, job is there. To be honest, not only database. Your question is for database. I'm talking about any technology you take. Maybe a
Hmm.
little bit the old one also. Jobs are there in the market. You have to ask question what exactly you want. Do you have job having at least you will able to just survive yourself maybe 40 50 Ks are you earning? If no, you search for you whatever database search in the Google on the daily basis you will be getting opening. So
Hmm.
definitely job is there. So coming back to exact the question, what is the future? Future means what? At least we have to start thinking for now, maybe at least 1 year, in next 4 to 5 months, we should have job. That is the main thing. Again, I'm talking about the person professional who wants to get into job in the core IT. And here,
Right.
it may be database, it may be anything. So definitely first thing, answer to your question, database, you name it anything without database you cannot do it. You name it anything, maybe as a data science or any technology, back end is the database. Now question is which database should we start, which one is good, which one is bad, which one is having means top 10 or top 2, that is again different. What is your intention? And if you know any one database, I'm repeating, say for I'm into Oracle. If you know Oracle database, 85% you are knowing, name it any database, maybe SQL Server, maybe MySQL, maybe MongoDB, you name it, whatever Redis, whatever new name. That is the beauty. Again, coming back to the very first question, Fatah, you asked, and I replied, you have to clear with the basic. If you have it, you are already done. Most challenge or the mind block what we have is we are not aware with the domain.
Right.
And if somebody is listening 3 to 4 word that is not known, oh my god, this is not my cup of tea. So the basic thing is its mindset. So job is there, database, yes. Without database you cannot think of anything in IT. So hope I answered your question for that.
I think I agree with you about databases being the backend. Right. Today we are talking about automation. Today we are talking about big data. Today we are talking about data sciences. Today we are talking about analytics, which is the next big thing. Already, like a lot of people moving into that. But I agree that that's the backend, and understanding that will help. So since a lot of people are moving into analytics today, Upendra, and you said databases is the backend, people knowing databases, will that help them to build their careers into like data sciences or analytics? Is it going to help them? Is it going to be an added advantage, or they are completely totally different? Like, will that not help them?
Okay, very good question, because this is the common question, and again a little bit confusion how it is going to help us or not. See, uh, database one side, data science other side. To start with, I used to think maybe it's very much means both are same kind of thing maybe, but see, database is totally different specialization. Data science is altogether different specialization. But nowadays the common thing is there one, and that is the language known as SQL.
Hmm.
So if you know SQL, without knowing SQL, it's you are not. able to go and good in that as a data science also, but directly and indirectly in the back end, in the behind the scene, there is a connectivity. Maybe you are using through just click, drag, drop, or but behind the scene there is a connection with the database. So
Right.
ultimately, whichever data science or database, common language we should all know, that is SQL. Okay, but both are total databases. Mostly it's a administrator, how to put data security, how to just deal with the performance on the database label, how to do some kind of troubleshooting on the database label. So most the data security part, the disaster recovery part, some things, maybe human error, data lost, what you are going to do. So that kind of thing is there under database administrator profile. But in the data science, what happened? There are n number of algorithm. That algorithm is directly going to interact with the different whatever layer, and the
Database,
back,
right.
in the back side, definitely data. They are going to do whatever analysis based on the data. So being data science or analytics, common bridge SQL will be there to have connectivity. Okay, so you won't need to be expert in the database administrator profile, but yes, you have to have basic. If you have to have that good SQL, definitely it is going to help you in all, not only data science, you name it, any as a programmer also, anywhere it is going to help.
Mhm. And you were talking about data security and disaster recovery and all of that, right? Earlier, that used to be one of the big things, and the people were paid very good salaries in terms of where they were into data security and disaster recovery and all of that. But today, with a lot of tools coming into play, right? Still, is there a demand for database administrators? Is it the same, or is it increased, or has this decreased now because of this technology changes happening?
Yeah, very good question, Fatah. Again, common, everybody is asking this. Okay. See, the common thing is, if we'll compare with previous and now, see the number of databases or the volume of
Data,
data and number of uses. You name it, just
right?
take example, maybe 8, 10 year back. How many number of banks were having core banking? And see now, we cannot think of anything without the so-called online, right? So definitely things are getting automated, everything. But see the huge demand. If automation is getting done, maybe 50%, demand is getting 90%.
Hmm.
That means 40% extra. That means companies are looking for the good skilled resource in this database administrator also. Now,
Hmm.
handful of us might be sick of argument. See, two things there. One is little bit hype. One is the reality. People used to say, okay, Oracle is gone. It's dead. Now, the question is, if that is a scenario, such Oracle DBA job. See the reality. If dead, why people are ready to pay you in lakhs for this database job? Why? On what basis? Definitely demand is there. Yes, role will be, earlier we used to do migration with, was by writing n number of code. It used to take a week or month or two. That thing you are going to do with some tool, some scripting. Maybe same thing earlier we used to do in premises. Now we have same thing we are doing in cloud. Earlier it used to take maybe 3 to 4 months for one complete migration project. Now it is taking a week or two. So demand is definitely there, and it will be there. Role here and there will be just definitely going to change based on this latest technology, the speed and all those. So hope answer your question, Fatah.
Perfect, perfect. And I think I cannot agree this less that data is everywhere, as you said, right? Data is being used everywhere today, being be it using in machine language, or be it in analytics, be it in big data, be it like whatever we are doing today, it's all playing with data, right? And as you said, demand is always there. Maybe the roles have shifted, right? But demands would be there, and even if things are getting automated, the demand for people with higher skills is very important. Now, when we
True.
talk about skills, Upendra, like what are the skills specifically in databases that today any database administrator or somebody who is like into databases, right? What are the skills that are required as a database administrator? One thing
See,
is, before you get into this, I just want to add on this that there are people who are not good into programming. That has been one of the entry levels for people not good in programming. They always thought networks is my place, databases is my place. Now, what are the skills that these people need to acquire to be there?
okay, very good and interesting. And again, common thing I used to just get this almost on a daily basis. And thing is that basic, if you want to be there in core IT and focus area, definitely I'm just talking about this. So database and Oracle, the primarily two things is needed only. Okay, number one is SQL, because that is the ABC for DBAs or database. Okay, and another thing is any Unix flavor platform, say for example Linux.
Hmm.
Now people used to come, sir, I know Linux, sir, I know SQL. SQL is very easy. Yes, if we know anything, everything is easy. But the perception what we have in our mind, select star from this, I know everything. How
Hmm.
to use that, select this in the real life. So whatever you have, the challenge is how you are going to use this in real life. That is the big gap. If
Right.
anybody will able to just meet up this, you are done. And that's what I said some time back. 2 months from zero to somebody is coming in the industry. Yes, they work hard 24 into 7 kind of thing. But how it is getting possible? So SQL and Linux is the base for anybody who wants to build their career into this database. And when the picture coming Linux, most of us, oh, okay, Linux means hardly. If you ask me how many number of thing I know in Linux, maybe hardly 60 to 70 commands, not more than that.
Hmm.
But I
Hmm.
know how to just go beyond it. Only 50 to 60, how many number of days you want? But still, we get afraid because we never get a chance to get proper guidance by the person who are already in the industry.
I think
So that's it.
this is very important point you made here, which I want to highlight again to people. You said learning from the person who is already there in the industry, and I'm a strong believer of this that you fast track your journey by learning from somebody who's already been there, done it, right? Hire a
True.
coach, a mentor, find a mentor, because you might be learning theory, you might be going through a lot of cheap courses. Sorry to tell you here about the cheap courses, right? I don't want to name the platforms, but people think going to those platforms, taking those cheap courses and showing those certifications on the LinkedIn and on Facebook and every other place, they think that's what will help them in their careers. Honestly speaking, that's not what will get you, right? A paper cannot get you that. What you need to acquire is the skills. And if somebody has got 10 years of experience, 20 years of experience, they have walked the path, go invest in yourself. Be ready to invest in yourself, because that's the best investment that you can have, right? And that's where you will get the best returns. If you learn from somebody who's an expertise, like Upendra coming with 20 plus years of experience in databases, what is he going to teach? Is he going to teach you theory from the books? No, he's going to put all that experience. So, what you are doing is you are actually buying his experience. 20 years of experience you are learning in the next 2 3 months. So, how profound this is. Right? So, I think, yes, you highlighted a very good point here, Upendra. And coming to
Yeah, so
automation. Yeah, go
adding
ahead.
one point here, Fatah.
Hmm.
See, people used to say that everything is there in YouTube.
YouTube.
Yes, everything is there. But who will tell you? Because in YouTube, a lot of junks are also there, a lot of good things is also there, right? Who will tell which one is junk, which one is good? You need
Hmm.
somebody, right?
Right.
That we used to get confused, means which ones to go? Just yesterday only, I got a message. That guy was struggling for what 4.5 year almost. He used to
Hmm.
work for the tech support. Just he wrote 4 line message, sir. I got job in so and so big MNC. Okay, and thank you for your help and guidance. I never thought that it is going to be so simple. See,
Amazing.
simple guidance, peace of mind. At least they're on track now. They can run. I know.
Right, right. And I think from this example, I want to pick up one important thing here is now many people think that I don't want to invest money in coaches, mentors. I don't want to learn from them. Now, when Upendra talks about somebody getting into a big company, think about this now. You are here maybe at 5 lakhs per annum, right? And a coach or mentor can help you to get into a big company at say the least 10 lakhs per annum. So the huge cost that you are getting here is 100% hike and 5 lakhs extra. To get that 5 lakhs extra, how much is the investment you are going to make? Maybe 10,000, 20,000, 50,000. But isn't it still worth rather than you being there in this place stuck for year, 2 year, and then you fast track that in 2, 3 months or maybe 6 months? Isn't this worth cost of ignorance? You are reducing that cost of ignorance, and people don't understand this. Very, very profound thing here. And Upendra, when it comes to automation today, a lot of things are getting automated. How is database automation today? Like, what is the scene in database in terms of automation?
See, here also lots of things are getting automated. Lots
Hmm.
of things are getting automated. Again, the same thing a few minutes back we discussed, right? The things are getting automated, but the volume are so high. Okay, so due to that, you are going to get a lot of new responsibility related to that. Maybe
Hmm.
earlier, 3, 4 year back, whatever we used to do, what adding space into database. Say, for example, now it is getting automated. If certain threshold will be reached, it is getting automated. So that earlier we used to okay, what I did added space.
Space.
Now it's getting automated. But on the other side, the different new infra is there, different so that challenges came into the picture. Earlier it was not there. Earlier database size was earlier. I remember what is the database size? We used to say okay, 400 GB. Now it's a start with terabyte. So challenges are there. Whatever automated, yes, a lot of getting already reduced, but not a lot of new responsibilities are coming, and that is again much more in demand. That is the reason. Still, if you search, you'll be getting lot of companies on the daily basis. They are searching for good skills in Oracle DBA.
Right. I think this is again one point here I want to highlight. When learning from experts or somebody who has already been there, done it, right, and already doing it, I think one thing when you told here, I picked up this point that you can also give some small hints that are changes in technology. Now, when people go to YouTube, many of them say, I'm smart enough, I'm very intelligent, I can do it myself through YouTube or Google or whatever. But the small advancements, the small changes that are happening, people are not aware. So they are just learning the old technologies. People doing it on their own, do it, right? It's always better to do it rather than not doing it. But think, what are you going to get when you go to coaches and mentors? You're going to get that speed. And even one small tip about what is happening in the latest technology, when you go to these big companies and talk about that small change that may not even be being done there, you are bringing that huge shift in their companies. So that's what people are also looking for. Are you prepared for that future? And if you are prepared for future, then you earn something which is like connected to your future. You don't earn something which you are still in your past, like 5 lakhs, staying with 5 lakhs or going to 5.5 or 6 lakhs. You directly take a jump from 5 to 10 lakhs, 12 lakhs, 15 lakhs. I think this is good conversation, and enjoyed having this discussion with you, Upendra, talking about databases and understanding the future, understanding the careers, and all of that. It was really nice learning from you, your experiences, and I'm sure people have got a lot of value. So before we end this particular episode on the careers in databases, do you have any last piece of advice?
Yeah, advice is only one. Don't listen to everybody. First, listen to your own thing. Do some research. Made whatever decision you want to make it. If you want to take advice from the person professional who are into that domain, which domain you wants to build your career. That's it.
Right.
Yeah.
Great. So good, simple, and last piece of advice was good. Take advice only from the experts in that particular domain, because otherwise there are people who are ready to give free advice, but they don't lose anything. Only thing is the person who is taking that advice loses time in their career and maybe getting into the track which they don't want to get. So thank you, Upendra, for being here, and thanks everyone for watching us. And I hope this will help a lot of people in databases in their IT careers. And yes, people who are watching or going to watch us later, stay tuned, because on this Dream Career Talk Show, we are going to bring more experts in different domains from the industry so that you can expand your context, learn more, understand more, and be ready to build your dream careers. Thank you and good night. Thanks, Upendra. Good night.